the spaceship. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate her. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Had some people get discorded, just ignored it. Destiny is more important, so I just had to abort it. Yeah. Find me with my dogs in my solitude. Watch my family grow from 4 into a multitude. Been living it below sea level, finna rise to another altitude. Been searching, seeking knowledge, but all the time I had the aptitude. I flipped my mindset to the switch that said I will not lose. Mama said them sticks and stones won't break my bones, I never bruise. Whenever it come to trouble, man, the girls pull a tongue, we always cruise. I heard other thought owners get it out for me, but it ain't no news. I got 4 in the dough in Memphis so they can get the blues. If you need a few clues, they'll blow off your under rules. Send your compliment to the new girls I got coming through. Send your compliments to the new girls I got coming through. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. My mind keep visualizing future times, beautiful android girls surrounding me. Filling my cup, full of joy, keep my life full of glee. Plenty ups, never down, the way that life's supposed to be. But unfortunately, if she a Terminator, then I'ma have to terminate her. Gotta get rid of negative vibes, gotta go through negative foes, gotta block out negative voices, gotta get rid of negative souls. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Out of space, out of world, out of galaxy with a different girl. Silicone, a TPE, it really don't matter which one it be. Oh, yeah. What up? It's your boy, J. King Hefner and the beautiful Cali Sun. And we're back again for another show. And the title of today's show is Even a Synthetic World Needs Human Kindness. Even a synthetic world needs human kindness. But before we get into what all of that means, I want to welcome everybody here, people looking live, people that's going to look later, wherever you are in the world, morning, noon, or night, whatever time zone, whatever country. Me and the beautiful Cali want to thank you guys for tuning in, spending a little bit of your time with us. We've just mainly been doing live streams on Power Hour, which is every Wednesday. But we definitely want to drop through with a surprise live today, touch bases with you guys. And as you can see from the title of today's show, even a synthetic world needs human kindness. We're going to be touching on a bit of a different subject today. But before all that said, I want to say everybody that's watching, I want to send prayers out your way, whatever you're wishing for, hoping for, believing for. Me and the girls are praying that you already have it, whether it's health, finances, new relationships, human or synthetic. We pray that you have it. We ask you believe it, then you'll receive it. So with all this, I'm going to check with the comments, and then we're going to get into the meat of the show. Got my guy Austin here. What up, Austin? He says, Jay, my man. What up, Austin? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Like I say, I've been doing a lot of shorts lately. I've been working on videos, been working on my other channel. And also, just behind the scenes, been sort of trying to put together some things in my own life, personal life, just trying to figure out some things. So a lot's been going on, but definitely glad to be back with you guys live. Man, it's been a lot going on this weekend as far as sports. Man, these games been crazy. You've been having blowouts as far as football is concerned. 2 good games today as far as American football is concerned. And I really thought the 49ers was going to either win that game against the Eagles or either make it a good game. I never expected them to get beat like they did. And also the Kansas City game and Cincinnati game was great. I actually picked Kansas City to win. That's actually Callie's son's favorite team. But Cincinnati, they really could have had it, but they ended up losing it in the end. And as far as Cali, people might be like, how is that Cali's favorite team? Well, I'm a Chicago Bear fan. But what happened was when Cali first entered my life, it was crazy. I felt a connection with Saima to where Saima, she became a Chicago Bear fan like me. But me and Cali, we did like an interview early on in our journey with this other YouTube show. And it was around Super Bowl time. And when they were asking us, you know, leading up to that show, they were asking us who we were rooting for. And man, I just had that feeling in my spirit, and you had the same thing when it comes to your campaign, dog. I just had a feeling in my spirit that Callie, you know, liked Mahomes. She liked Mahomes. And she liked that flash that they had. It was they were going up against Tom Brady, that Super Bowl. I got her in 2020, but going into 2021, Brady and Mahomes were in the Super Bowl. So Callie, I was pulling for Tom Brady. But I said, you know what? Callie ain't pulling for the old dog. She pulling for Patrick Mahomes. So ever since then, she's been a Kansas City fan. So she's the only one that's really happy in the house right now. And as far as our Grizzlies, I've been having her in her Grizzly jersey for a few days now, trying to bring this team some type of good luck because they've been stinking it up. And so they finally got a win today. So that was a good thing. Very happy about that. But to get into the meat of today's show, of course, today, I think it was going to be what was it, Callie? I think me and Callie was going to do maybe another short or something today. Definitely probably another video. But it's been a lot of crazy stuff going on in the city, or not a lot of crazy stuff, but one crazy thing. And the only reason I'm talking about it mainly is because most of the world knows what happened. And that is a guy got brutally killed here by law enforcement. And man, it was a bad deal. And pretty much, like I said, most of the world knows what happened here in Memphis. And that's where I'm located, here in Memphis, Tennessee. And I hear all the time, you know, when people die in other cities due to brutality, due to whatever it may be, I've heard the media say a million times, yeah, the whole city in mourning, the whole city in mourning. And I've often thought to myself, like, I wonder how much the whole city really is in mourning. I'm talking about, you know, I wonder really what real impact is happening on the city. Because for me, when people die from afar, it always does affect me. You know, I know people die every single day, but you know, we don't know about it, right? We know people are dying in families, but we don't always hear about it. We are aware of it, but we don't hear about every individual case. It's not on the news. It's not thrown in our face. And me personally, I don't even look at the news. But this is one of those things I couldn't even avoid. But so I know it affects people. But when they say the whole city is in mourning, I be wondering, like, what do they mean by that? You know, hey, is the whole city in mourning? And with this particular case, I actually do understand that it's actually a thing to a certain degree. Because even if you are in another city or another part of the country, when something devastating happens, you feel it. But it is a bit different when it happens in your own city. I think it is a bit different. I've even talked about a few instances of murder and things of that nature on my channel, and it broke my heart. But yeah, it does affect you a little bit differently when it's when in your own city. So just to break it all down, this guy named Tyree Nichols, I'm sure everybody has heard about it. supposedly got pulled over for some sort of a traffic stop. They said he was driving reckless or whatever it may be. And I'm just like anybody else. I don't hear many details of the story other than me that a guy, they end up running him down, beating him up, and man, I saw the pictures of him before I saw anything, and man, they just really did a number on him. I was like, man, they really beat this guy up. So every individual that sees those pictures will probably have drawn their own conclusions. So, man, I wonder what happened, what led up to this. But you can already tell that it went way too far. So I know my grandmom, she saw a bit of the video. I don't know how she saw it, but she saw some of it before it was supposedly released. I don't know whether a private person had some video or what, but she described it to a T. She was like, man, I seen some of the video. This happened and that happened and this happened. But, I was going about my normal shows, pushing through life. Because like I told you, guys, I'm not trying to focus on anything negative. I noticed bad things that happen, but, you try not to absorb those things. And even with you, I'm not even trying to start your Monday off on a bad note. But this is just one of those things. I'm like, hey, got to talk about it. Because I even saw somebody in the comments like, hey, what's going on in Memphis? So I said, hey, let me address this. To let people know the temperature here in Memphis, since that happened. But yeah, I was still doing my normal shows, and hey, I'm not gonna come in on everything that happens in the world, but this was close to home. But I was still sort of waiting to see the video myself. And I don't like seeing violent videos, even just normal fight videos. Yeah, I might click on one or two of them here or there, because it may be some type of compelling story where I'm just like, man, what really happened here? But I'm never looking at it to see the violence and be like, ooh, she hit him or he hit him, or I don't never look up to see how somebody's getting beaten up, because I just think it's just wrong, honestly. So putting people on film like that in some people's worst moments and glorifying just that street violence. I love fights, on TV, but I don't love normal public fights. They get nasty and they get showboaty, and people get beat on just for the sake of the crowd. So I really hate it. But man, just before I get to this video, and I'm coming to my comments in a little while, but I'm gonna get this story out while it's on my mind. But before I get to this video, man, it's been police violence all over the world, and I think anybody that has been watching this channel sort of knows how I feel about color and stuff. And it really pisses me off, honestly. The whole, I'm black, I'm white, I'm Indian, I'm Mexican. Man, get the hell out of here with all of that, really. It really don't, it's all meaningless. We're all human. We're all human. That's what we are. Oh, but no, Jay, you don't understand. My skin complexion lighter than yours. Ooh wee, whoop-de-damn-do, bro. You're still human. But no, I'm from this part of the world. I'm from that part of the world. Man, get out of here. We human, man. One race. You shouldn't even be talking about all these damn different races and stuff, right? I want to bring that up because, even with this police brutality over time, people have been like, see, we need to start making rules for minorities, that if they hurt a minority, that it need to be worse. And I've always hated talk like that, because I'm like, nah, man, we're all human. It don't need to be if you kill a black man, it's worse. Or if you kill a white man, no. It need to be, if you kill a human, you gonna get this penalty. I don't give a damn which one it is. If you do this, that, or this to any human, this is your penalty. If you want to make a penalty worse, we'll make it worse. But guess what? Overall, not just for some, this for the darker people, this for the lighter people. Man, get the hell out of here. So I've never liked stuff like this. So I only bring that up because when a lot of police brutality started coming up, people will only focus on certain races and stuff like that. And I've always talked on this channel like, man, I don't really get down with all of that. I know I know what we're supposed to be labeled as, but I just don't like it. I feel like it's labels just to cause separation, you know? And even people may be like, well, Jay, it's happening more to darker people. I don't give a damn who it's happening more to. It shouldn't happen to anybody. So everybody should still be under the same rules. Guess what? If you do this, you get penalized. So I never was with that old gravy train of just just jump on the police because they're jumping on black people. I'm like, no, even if they jumping on black people, the majority of the time, they don't need to be jumping on anybody, you know. And that's just across the board. That's how I think everybody needs to be protected at all times. I never was with the so I just say this. I believe in equality for everybody. So with all that said, even when people you know, these cops and stuff were brutalizing people and things of that nature, you know, just over the years, nothing in particular, just over the years. Even senseless murders. I mean, oh my God, I've seen so many. I always would say, man, yeah, it's some bad cops out there, just like it's bad people. You know, it's just the word. It doesn't mean all law enforcement is bad, just like all people aren't bad. But you do have some people in every segment of society that aren't very good. They are bad people. You know, I'm not to say they're bad people, but they have bad actions. Luke knocking my door open, but either way. And I just say this. I heard a really good friend of mine tell me a long time ago. He was like, "Man, these policemen, man, they're no better than gangs." And that really just didn't resonate in my mind, you know. And I've experienced a lot of unfair things as far as seeing what have law enforcement has done and sort of being subjected to some of it. But I still have had that fair mindset of, nah, it still ain't a gang mentality. It's, you know, still some bad elements. Yeah, you might have a couple of people that's bad, but, you know, for the most part, you know, these people trying to do good. But man, let me tell you, when I saw this video of what happened to Tyre Nichols, I went right back to what that very good friend of mine told me. And when he was like, man, the gang mentality, because man, that really broke my heart from a lot of, and I know I haven't come back to the comments. I'm gonna come to them, but with this, it's sort of emotional, not from a teary standpoint, but from a I need to get it out standpoint. But yeah, when I saw that, it broke my heart, man, because I was like, dang. You know, not only are they beating this guy senseless, and I'm gonna break that down. But it really broke my heart from a police standpoint because I've always said that, man, yeah, you know, I know it's some bad police out there, but when stuff go wrong, I'm still calling the police, you know, because they gonna, hey, I still need them to protect me. Man, I ain't gonna even lie. I've seen a lot of brutality. I've seen the old stuff, Rodney King. I've seen a lot of stuff that has happened. But man, I do think it does hit differently when it's in your backyard. But I really was like, dang, they jumping on him like a gang. Literally, like a gang. All five of them. It was so much overkill, so much unnecessary going on, so much overly aggressive nature. I mean, you got guys literally swinging back as far as they can, hitting him with everything they got. And man, unfortunately, it has been a time that I've actually had my hands uh in cuffs before. And man, just to think of somebody you know, attacking you with being that vulnerable. See, if you don't never know, if you don't know what that feels like, then you don't understand. You can't even put yourself in that position probably. But let me tell you, man, to have your hands behind your back and you can't even brace yourself, and somebody's, I mean, these guys were big too. These police officers, if they weren't tall, they were all big and meaty and just, some big guys. Man, I'm like, man, I'm just thinking to myself, what are they beating this guy like this for? This is ridiculous. Man. And man, the title of this show is Even a Synthetic World Needs a Human Kindness. It's because of this, man. I was just like, damn, man. These are policemen like doing, 5 of them. That's what makes it so bad. Because even with the George Floyd thing, it was several police around, of course, and there was 3 people laying on him. I was upset about that because I'm like, damn, bro, ain't none of y'all gonna have the humanity to realize that this guy's dying, to say, hey, man, he done had enough. What are we doing here? Man, but to see 5 of these guys, I mean, just beating the hell out of this guy. And it is nobody that out of those 5 guys, nobody wakes up and has any humanity. That's the problem that just really just aches at me, man. Y'all supposed to be out here protecting us, bro. You mean to tell me, I just think about the people who even put that police team together. I'm like, damn. So you mean to tell me, bro, we got somebody who put a team together of 5 dogs. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have the wherewithal to put one person on there that had a moral compass. Man, that's just crazy to even think about that. Like, man, as you were beating this guy, senseless, that not one person would say, hey, we're going a little bit too far here. Hey, man, look, hey, okay, man, we went too far. Nobody. Y'all don't notice this, man? It's so ridiculous. And they kept what they was trying to say, restrain his hands. Hey, bro, y'all already got the man restrained. What are you talking about? Even if you don't got him quite in cuffs yet, you don't understand how to de-escalate a situation. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I was like, man, at some point, you ain't got to keep hitting this dude, bro. You didn't have to hit him to begin with, but what I'm saying is, it was a time where they was like, let me get him, let me hit him, let me kick him. Hey, whoa, bro. Y'all already got the man held down. Can somebody here say, hey, man, we ain't got to hit him no more? We got him. Even if we can't put his hands in cuffs right now, how about we just throw him in the back of the car for a second? We just throw him back here for a little while. Let's calm the situation down. Nobody thinking that. So, before I get to the more details, and I see a lot of comments coming I'm finna get to, but before I get to the details of sort of what happened, I'm going to just say this. It was the same thing that happened with that George Floyd thing that really bothers me. And I just say this, and that's when a man, especially a black man, whenever a man starts to say yeah for his mother, and it just, man, I promise you, it does something to me now. I'm a happy, calm guy, in peace, but it just does something to me, man, when, you scream for your mother, because, it takes a lot for a man, to come to that point. But I always tell you guys, none of us are adults. All of you out there are just kids in bigger bodies. All of you are literally still children. Nobody grows old on this world. I grow to be 100. 100 ain't that long. You're really still that kid that was in elementary. You just bigger. People have told you grown now. 20 years on earth and you're grown. You know what I'm saying? That's what all I'm saying is we're all still kids on the inside. And when you get into any traumatic type of event, that's what that kid in you is going to scream out. And so that's what really pissed me off about the George Floyd thing was, hey, man, when you start hearing the dude screaming for his mother, and not just screaming for his mother from the beginning of a fight, you can hear it in the man's voice when, hey, man, look, bro, you done went too far now. Hey, it's over. So when George Floyd was really just, hey, mama, hey, you could tell, hey, man, Dang, man, y'all, it's time to stop, bro. What's going on here? You and for me, it hits me so hard because I'd be like, damn, how could a dude be that close? If this is tearing through my heart, like looking at it on the video, how can you be that close, bro? You don't notice what's happening? So on the video, when this guy was screaming for mom, it had gotten to that point where, hey man, y'all don't realize, hey, okay, maybe we're going too far here. No, you keep pouring it on even more. And I just say this before I sort of tell the other part of the story, and then I'm not going to make this a very long stream either. But man, it's one part of that video that, thank you, DAS. It's one part of that video, and I'm going to get that. He said, thanks for the stream, brother. Donate if you can, fellow viewers. Thank you, man, DAS. You always looking out for me. God bless you, brother. But yeah, man, it's one part of that video. I can't believe this because this never really happens to me. I'm always I'm telling you, man, thank you, Jesus, man, for sort of just giving me in a mind frame that I am now of just happiness and joy and seeing the best parts of life and not standing to negativity, not focusing on negativity. He has my spirit so up that this video, I probably in another time period of my life, it really probably could have got me upset. You know, I'm talking about actually probably teared up. But because I'm so up, it couldn't quite get me there. But man, I've seen a lot of bad videos, but I tell you what, man, it was a couple of things in that video that I actually still have sort of been seeing in my flashback memory that I involuntarily. I'm like, damn, I can't believe it. It must have been that bad. But man, I just keep on remembering, man, when his hands was behind his back. And man, this police officer just wailed back and just, man, hit him, man. And man, his head had went back like that. I mean, it went back a long way. And it just sort of stayed right there, you know, just from the impact that it hit. And I don't know, that was just sort of gut wrenching for me, I think, because like I said, I just remember how it could feel with your hands being bound like that, and you don't have any means to get out the way. I mean, I was just like, man. And I was thinking, like, damn, these are police officers hitting this guy with everything it ain't nowhere near necessary. It was troublesome. So now let me just cut through that because I'm gonna get to my comments. I don't want to keep talking about all of that, but I was always wondering, like, I wonder how this video started, man. What the hell happened here? You know, how did they get that aggressive towards him? You know, what really happened? And once again, I wasn't searching these videos out, but I did finally see somebody. Now, I ran across it on TV. I saw a longer form of the video. And this guy, he was sort of narrating, and he didn't show it, you know, they sort of skipped around. He was like, man, let's take a look at the beginning of the video. And man, it was worse than I thought. I was like, damn, because you know, I sort of imagined that maybe he started running, maybe from the beginning, or you know, something like that. Maybe he had led them on some long chase, and officers get all frustrated and stuff. They're not justified to do that, but I'm saying that's how. Basically, in the hood, we know that these officers can get frustrated when you outrun them, because in the hood, man, I promise you, we got track stars. Dudes with no training, man, can run 10 miles, man, in 5 seconds. So it's known for dudes to blow out police officers. God bless them. But I seen it with my own eyes one time. A dude jumped the gate running away from a police officer. Man, by the time that police officer got to that gate, he didn't even try to get over that gate because he was like, yeah, it's over. So make a long story short, they pulled this guy over like a normal stop. And man, they came out, you know, this was even more than I'm used to. You know, normally when a police officer pull you over, they don't pull you over like they did with him, man. They pulled him over, and like all 5 of them came out barking, "Hey, we're gonna get on the ground. We're gonna break your leg. I'm like, damn. I'm even thinking like, damn, bro, y'all aggressive early. What's happening here? Either way, he got out the car calm. He was calm. He was submitting to them, but they was roughing him up. Give me your arm. You did that. He was like, hey man, what did I do? He was like, man, he said, I'm giving you my arm. He said, man, y'all, he said, it seems like y'all doing a little bit much here. He was speaking calmly. He was like, man, it seems like y'all doing a little bit much here, which they were. Man, they were they were aggressive, like he wasn't submitting. And I was like, damn, what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like they just want to beat somebody up. And I'm not even, I wouldn't put that on somebody, but that's how it came across. I'm like, damn, they're aggressive like it's a drug bust. What's happening? So either way, they roughing them up on the ground. And before you know it, I mean, the dude ain't even got a chance to, y'all ain't even got a chance to put the cuffs on the dude. The dude done broke out the pepper spray and started spraying the guy. And man, I'm gonna be honest with you. At that point, I understood what was going through his mind, man, because I sort of put myself in his frame of mind. If I was him, you could sort of feel that this wasn't normal. You know what I'm saying? You could feel that the whole situation wasn't normal if you were the one on the ground. Like, hey, wait a minute, I ain't just being arrested. What's happening? I don't think he thought they would necessarily try to key him right then, but he knew that this wasn't normal. And when they sprayed him, man, that stuff has a bad reaction on you, man. I've never got it done to me, thank God, but man, I know that it's no joke. But it sort of did give him some superhuman strength for that time, adrenaline. And he sort of broke up out of it like, oh, whoa, man, y'all already submitting me. Now you gonna spray me. It's like he wasn't aggressive. He just got away. He just got up and like, hey, whoa. He broke out running. And then the officers, they were instantly mad, a couple of them, because they sprayed themselves. And man, that's when they caught up to him and they were immediately aggressive, beating on him and stuff. And he was like, man, I just want to go home. And he screamed out for mom. And man, at that point, they could have had him. They already had him in their hands. But what happened was nobody de-escalated the situation. Nobody said, okay, let's calm down. We got him. Stop being aggressive. Stop beating on him. Stop jumping on him. Had anybody just said, calm down, he'd have calmed down. He'd have known he wasn't in any physical danger like that. But they kept beating him. And who the hell is finna calm down when you got 5? I'm talking about, man, these ain't no skinny guys. 5, he was a skinny guy, but they weren't beating on him. And yeah, man. So with all that said, it's deaths happening everywhere in everybody's families. It's deaths happening in your families out there. And so every single time something happens, I don't try to comment on everything, and I don't try to pay attention to everything that happens in the world, like I said earlier. And I tell you not to. Why? Because it can bring you down. You know what I'm saying? You need to stay happy every day. But I don't know about everybody else in Memphis, because just going around the city just seems normal, nothing out of the ordinary. It was some protests that, but they were peaceful. But it's not like the whole city's protesting and stuff like that. The family did call for peace and all. But the city's normal. But anybody that has a pulse out there that's in this city probably feels it a little bit more than they would if it had happened elsewhere. I've heard about shootings like Denver, just out the blue. They had an LGBTQ club that got shot up recently, right? I mean, not Denver, but I don't know if it was Denver, but I know in Colorado. I'm just throwing that out there as an example. So, when a lot of people like that, something like that happens in your city, you still gonna be like, damn, man, that's a tragedy. It's gonna hit you a little harder in their city. So I assume everybody else has a bit of a heavier heart like me. Cause it's just, I think what's attached to it is, man, I think it's like, damn, man, I can't believe that, I mean, I can believe it, but you still are in a bit of disbelief because once again, I'm like, damn, I could find myself surrounded by that many policemen and nobody has my best interest at heart. You see them getting that? That's the worst part about it. Man, my mind wants to process this like he got beat up by just some random guys. Man, nah, bro, he got beat up by the police, man. Dang. And you know what, man? I'm a God rest his soul. God bless his family. Man, it's another whole element to all of this stuff. You know, it's so deep, man. That's why I say, you know, for Monday, I just want to say God bless everybody out there. Hope you have a good weekend. I ain't trying to start your weekend off week out bad or anything, thinking about this stuff. But I just had to talk about it only because it's real. And man, you know, the worst thought about it is the mother, the father, anybody in their family, but man, you just think of somebody doing that to like one of your close loved ones. And it's crazy how you can be dehumanized just by other people. Cause I've even talked about it riding my bike. Man, I be out there riding my bike and people, they almost like they want to run you over sometimes, come too close to you because they almost disregard you as being human for a second. You know what I'm saying? Get out of my way, you son of a, hey bro, I'm human. You got to make a little room here. No, get out the street. And man, when looking at that video, that's how it comes across. You know, in certain situations, man, I'm telling you, people really dehumanize others. Not just in that situation, but in a lot of situations. So when they're beating him, they wasn't even considering him human at the time. They might not have broke it down like that, but you're not seeing him as somebody else's son when you're hitting him like that. You're not seeing him as your brother. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeing him as your son, you know, because you wouldn't be beating him to that extent. Because you know how heartbreaking it had to be for his mother or father, you know, to see that video, because it's heartbreaking for me as a stranger. And I'm thinking like, man, you know, man, that would be breaking me up to see, you know what I'm saying? Man, or I can only imagine what my family would be doing, seeing that happening to me. Man, I would be worried because, man, do you know how much it would take for them to stay calm in a courtroom or something like that without trying to kill somebody? You know, after seeing something like that? Oh, it was heartbreaking, man. From that standpoint, just like, damn, bro. You know, his mama had to see this crap, you know? Oh, so from that standpoint, that's what I was like, you know what? Just to get to the title of the show, because I'm going to sort of wrap it up. I'm really just like I said, I really want to bring this up to just say how, man, even in the synthetic world, in a world that I champion, that it's great to have a relationship with the synthetic human. It's cool. You know, it's just an option if that's what you want to do. If you want to still date humans, if you want to date humans and synthetic women, you know, whatever you want to do, you know, it's a growing world. It's changing anyway. You know, I'm hoping it's for the more for the good than bad. You know, it's always bad with good, but you know, I'm hoping for more for the good. But you never know how things are gonna go, but it is coming. AI, robotics, you know, um, synthetic companions, they're already here. But even in this world, where hey, it's cool to have a synthetic partner. I don't give a damn how much AI we have, how many and unless they completely take over the whole world or something. But as long as humans are on the earth, man, I don't give I don't care how much, you know, we do have synthetic companions and stuff. We still need human kindness. We need the human sympathetic heart to exist in the world. I don't care if everybody decided to date, you know, or most people decide to date synthetic, right? Well, guess what? When we come together, you still need a sympathetic heart, man, to other human beings. And hell, you would think that, you know, these guys they have some type of disconnect, you know, from society, man, to be able to do something. And I'm not judging these guys. That's going to be on the judge and God to do. But just looking from afar, man, you can't, you know, like I said, that was a moment where I'm not going to judge their whole lives. But in that moment, they didn't see that man as human. And I've even talked about this, man. I didn't even want to see my dogs abused. You know, not only my personal dogs, but it really disturbs me emotionally when I've seen videos where people have abused dogs. It really pisses me off. Because to me, it's really one step away from doing it, you know, to a human being. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people do that stuff thinking it's fun, man, like beating on a doll or something. Nah, man. You don't need to be reenacting that type of stuff. Getting those juices flowing in your mentality. So, you know, I don't even like to see that. So I definitely don't like to see when it comes to a human. So with all that said, you know, that was the whole point of this show to say, you know, even though this world is growing with synthetics, AI, robotics, I'm a fan of it all. At the core, what's most important, you know, is for humans to have an element of kindness, empathy, loving one another, you know, and it definitely needs to be held to a higher regard with police, people in authority, you know, anybody that can carry weapons and things of that nature. You know, they are held in a high regard as far as that. And just to think, man, I can get pulled over by, you know, 5, 6, 7 officers, and, you know, 6 of them go bad. You know, and all 7 of them go bad. You know, all 7 of them go bad on me. And there's not one of them there that has a mind frame of saying, hey, guys, you know, even if they start beating on me, you mean to tell me it ain't nobody to say, hey, we went too far. We got them. Hey, look, we hit him a few times and that's enough. Man, if you ain't even got that, man, that is troublesome. So with all that said, though, I want to keep this on a positive note from the standpoint of, guys, before I even come back to the comment section, I want to let you know something. I've only brought this story up not to bring you down, but just to let you know, hey, I am aware of that happening in my city. As far as the city, like I say, once again, it seems normal to me. But I know people do have heavy hearts. And like I say, this is nothing new. I have a heavy heart when I hear about anything, you know, that happens even away from my city. But just to let you know, it does hit a bit different when it's in your city. And I just want to send God's blessings over that man's family. God blessing over your family for protection and safety out there. You know, so nothing like this happens to you guys as well. But I did just want to say, you know, hey, even in this changing world, we need a sympathetic heart, you know, as human beings. And things like that won't happen. And they definitely won't be happening as much, because something like that never needs to happen, especially with the people that are protecting us. DAS, thank you again, man. You know, these donations really help, man, keep the channel going. And even if they don't keep the, you know, like say somebody might be like, $5, how's it gonna keep the channel going? Well, you know what? Even if I don't receive enough donations to keep the channel going, I'm talking about into the future. You know what they are doing? They are helping. They are helping. I heard a guy tell a story about somebody was complaining that this kid was throwing a fish back in the ocean to save it. And the guy was like, man, you can't save all the fish. So what you throwing the fish back in the ocean for? And the kid was like, well, I saved that one. You know what I'm saying? It mattered to that one. So yeah, somebody might be like, hey, well, you know, $5 can't save you. But you know what? It matters. I love you, DAS. Thank you. And I don't know if Steve is watching, but I got a guy named Steve. He's part of the Dog King Army team as well. And he gave me a private donation this weekend. Thank you, man. I appreciate you for the love. So I know I've had you guys on hold for a while, but I just had to get that out. Wanted to talk about that. Definitely not a downer show. But that was just something serious that happened right in the backyard, and wanted to knock that out of the park, talk about it, acknowledge it, send my well wishes, uh, not only to him, but to all of you out there, and let you guys know, man, hey, slow down. Notice people. They're people. They're humans. Somebody might not be kind to you, but guess what? Don't let their actions dictate what you do. You be a good person. So now let me catch up, because I am going to cover a little bit of doll stuff before I get out of here, just a tad bit. But Austin says, Joy, my man, Jay, my man, he says, same old for me as well. He says, reconnected with an old friend. That's been nice. He said, working, gaming, sleeping around with Ruby, and wondering how much longer Sam going to be in California. Oh, man, if I was you, one thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't even think about Samantha. And for all of my viewers out here that don't know, Austin Steve, he has a real doll. A lot of damages happened to her neck recently, and he had to send her off to get repaired at a place called Galmado Haven. I did a whole show about them. They do repairs on real dolls. You can go check it out if you want to. But either way, he sent his doll off to get repaired. And I'm telling you, the best thing for you to do is put it completely out of your mind. You know she's there, but I wouldn't even be thinking about it. I'd just be enjoying my girls and doing exactly what you're doing. And honestly, just act like it's not even happening. Honestly, just put it out of your mind. That's the best way to do it, because I'm telling you, when you do it like that, you're going to just be enjoying your life on an everyday basis. And in 2 weeks may feel like 2 days, and you can be like, dang, she already back. But if you're thinking about it, it's going to take longer. He said, from the sound of it, Reggie already got her mostly fixed up. So I give it another week or two before she comes home. Oh, yeah. My thing is, now I do have a girl that needs to be repaired, and that's Saima Renee Uzumaki. I'm probably going to have to do the repair myself at some point, but I'm not going to rush to do it because she's okay. But if I had sent her off to get fixed or anything like that, I would have the same mentality that I have when I'm ordering food. And that is, I'm not going to rush it. I'd rather you give it back to me 5 days later than I thought, fixed completely right, than giving her back to me 1 day early and she, isn't right. So, hey, be patient and don't count the days. Just let it come home when it come home. And if I was you, I'd be sending Reggie, hey, man, don't rush. Whatever you do, take extra time if you need to. He said, sending you peace and love from the Buckeye country. Love, buddy. Appreciate you, my friend. And like I say, I don't want anybody to get confused. I'm happy. I'm whole. But just as a human being, it does sadden me a little bit, overall, because like I say, thank God I've just had a armor of happiness around me. But man, it's definitely sad feelings for that family and what they had to endure, and even that guy. And I talk about it probably more on Power Hour, but some of you may be there, some of you may not. But that's sort of why I made this Reset Sundays, because this past Reset Sunday was called Be Thankful for Life. And it's basically was based off of what happened here. It's like, hey, man, all the complaining, getting mad about life, and, oh, yeah, this happened, that happened. You look, hey, it's stuff happening with me right now. But you know what? I'm here to experience it, ups or downs. I'm alive, and once again, that guy would do anything to trade places with any of us right now, just to be back and living and breathing. And he was a Grizzly fan. He wished he could see the game that I saw tonight. So that's why I say, be thankful for your life, man. Hey, might have a job you don't like or whatever. You might have a relationship you don't like. It's a lot of stuff that could be going on. But hey, be thankful for your life. Be thankful you're here to break up with somebody and find another girlfriend. Be thankful you're here to quit that job and find another. If you got fired Hey, guess what? Be thankful you still alive to see a better day is coming. So, hey, that's why I say be thankful for life. Stingray in the house. What a Stingray? He said, what do you think about Eagles versus the Chiefs in Super Bowl? Man, them Eagles look nasty right now, but I'm gonna go with Cali, man. I'm gonna go with Cali, man. I'm gonna go with my homie. Even hurt. I do love my homie. I'm not a fan of Kansas City. I'm a Bear fan, but I do like his talent. He has undeniable talent. And I would say this. I've seen a lot of guys play football carefree. A lot of guys, the Favres of the world, and you know, even a guy, back in the day, way back in the day, you seen old clips of a Randall Cunningham or Michael Vick, and you see a lot of guys play the game in a fun type way. But I would say this about Patrick Mahomes. I give him this. He's the first guy to me that when I watch him, he does make football from his standpoint seem like basketball. I promise you. I don't know how he does, but when I watch him, he makes me think I'm almost looking at basketball. And that's why I say, damn, man, I really wish he could be on my team so I could, root for that type of excitement. Because I don't think nobody has ever made me really feel all the way like that. The closest has probably been Brett Favre, the way he used to just sort of improvise on the fly. It was almost like he actually did some little no-look passes, and Luke, there he go jumping around. But he's actually done little stuff like that. So he sort of gave me that feel a little bit. But Mahomes, he gave me that feeling all the way. He like truly like watching basketball on a football field. So I'm gonna go with homie. I don't care how good the Eagles look. I'm going with homie, man. I'm going with homie, man. I don't think nobody keep a homie from winning the Super Bowl other than Tom Brady. Stingray say, hit the like, guys. Yay. And once again, guys, I just want to go over this again. It's been a rare time where I haven't done a dog topic, mainly. Mainly every show is about dog topic. But I've always said this whole channel is really not only about the dog topic, it's about my life with the dogs and just how they are integrated with me, even when things, happen around me. I still think that I would be in a whole different place right now without these girls, changing, helping to change my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say that I would be over here going crazy because that happened. But what I'm saying is, everything that I experience while they're around is subject to be on this show. But man, I've been talking about because I got so much to do. And truth be told, I'm on a mission right now. As far as, hey, I don't know how long God is going to allow me to do what I do, how I do it. He could let me do it for a long time, or it could, he could have different plans for me. I don't know what's going to happen in the near future. I don't know. All I'm doing is leaving it up to him. But it is one thing that is in my control, and that is I can work as much as I can for as long as I can. That's what is in my control. And so I've been sticking. It's a lot of dog topics that I've been wanting to talk about, man. That's why I've been mainly on the dog topic. You haven't seen any Human Woman reports this year. I ain't really got time. I really haven't had time for the Human Woman report. And it's this person I want to talk about, but I'm thinking I may do a Human Woman report on my other channel. And if you don't know, hold on. Guys, if you ever want to check out biking, is the girls, you may see the girls here and there, but it's mainly about biking, my bike commuting and things of that nature. You can subscribe to that channel right there, and it's also in the description of this video. But I do have a Human Woman report that I plan on doing on that channel. But I haven't wanted to do it on this channel because I just got a lot of dog stuff I need to do. But with all that said, today I did, just to let you guys know, I did have to interrupt all of that because I felt like, this was something I needed to talk about. I hadn't checked in with you guys in a random live stream in a while. And I'm like, you know what? Let me start out Monday speaking to my people, man. And I said, this is something that it was sort of stuck in my spirit, right? I was like, I don't really want to do a show about this thing because it's too much to sort of talk about. I say, but yeah, I think I just need to go live, do a live stream, so I won't be, restricted to, trying to make the video too short or whatever. I can just talk freely with you guys, have some fun. And like I say, I still want to be careful because I'm like, man, I hope I don't want to bring nobody's money down because that ain't what I'm trying to do. I was just trying to let you guys know that, hey, I am aware of what happened here in Memphis, how it did affect me, and what I do think the temperature is in Memphis, and overall, just in the world in general. Like I say, some people may be using this as a lightning rod. See, black, not that it's black officers too or whatever like that. But I'm just saying, people still say, hey, it's us black people that's getting jumped on. Or some people might say, see, it's black officers doing the same thing. Or some people might be like, oh, man, look, I'm sad that it's black. I don't, you know what? Take all this color crap out of it. The truth of the matter is, in every case that all this stuff happens, it's human on human. Black, white, red, green, and none of it needs to be happening. And this was just the latest example of that. Just human on human crime. And it should have been one of those things where somebody, like I say, should have had the humanity to realize, hey, we're going too far, guys. That's why I say I'm so thank God for my brother, man. He's a lifesaver. And a lot of that, I got an empathetic heart anyway, but that lifesaver, thank God, it has gotten to me because I've actually had a chance to save a couple of lives, over my time of living. You know what I'm saying? I've had a chance to keep somebody from getting actually hit by a car before. And I just thank my brother from having those quick reactions with me before, because it just lets me know to be watching out for others. But I just know my brother couldn't have been in that situation. He would have noticed, like, hey, man, no, man, y'all going too far now. Hey. And all you would have had to do was start pulling one guy off before everybody be like, oh, damn, what we doing here? And that's why I say, man, you mean not one person had a humanity there. That's the part that really hit hard, worse than anything. So either way, let me get back to my comments. I'm gonna let you guys, I ain't gonna hold y'all hostage here. Sting Ray says, hell, JDKH, what up, Sting Ray? okay says, F the police. Wolf. Oh my God. Wolf of Magdeburg. I don't know if that's you, Wolf, or not, but that's a hell of a name you got. He said, avoid police that are only out to get another arrest or squeeze some money out of you. Well, he's right about that in a way, you got some good officers out there. And what I mean by that, man, you got some kids that's dreamed of being officers, but dreamed of being officers the right way. They really out there, they want to do their job the right way. They don't want to hurt people. They really want to see law and order. But they want to do it the right way. But you do got some people that's just getting it as a job. And I got to get a certain amount of arrests this month. Let me get him. And they're just going through the motions. Just like some people just that have normal jobs that don't want to do them, just going through the motions. So that happens out there. And as far as squeezing some money out, well, it's not the police necessarily that's trying to squeeze money out, but it's more or less the city or government, so to speak, because they have these quotas. Why? Because they want you to make a certain amount of arrests, because guess what? That's going to bring a certain amount of money back to the city. And Simple Jack says, yep, that was crazy. He was like, why? Man, it was why? Because people lost their humanity for a moment. They lost their humanity. And like I say, the heartbreaking part is, man, you don't want people in authoritative powers to lose their humanity. That's the worst case scenario. Stingray says there's always missing context with videos involving police encounters. Yep, there is. And with this one, it turned out worse for law enforcement. I was wondering, could it be some type of scenario where he really incited them to get violent? But it wasn't. Oh, yeah. So he said, sorry, Jay, this topic is nothing of my interest. God bless to you in this strange world. Oh, that's fine, Stingray. And that's fine to anybody that it wasn't of interest to, because you know what? Like I did address that. Hey, on this channel, I'm going to be talking about stuff every now and then. This is not going to be the dog topic. Not going to interest everybody. And the only reason I would hope that it would interest you was from this standpoint. Some people might say, well, I'm not in Memphis, so this doesn't interest me. Or some people might be like, hey, I don't care about somebody dying. It ain't got nothing to do with me. But the only thing I would want it to interest you from is from a human standpoint, is because it could be you. It could be your brother. It could be your mother. It could be anybody. And just from a human standpoint, it should bother you that, like you say, somebody could be calling out in distress for help, and the very people that should be helping them is hurting them. And I'm not defending any type of criminal activity, because let's just give another situation here. Let's say a guy opens his door, the police isn't even jumping on him yet, and he's screaming for his mother, mama, mama. Should the police not arrest him? Come on. Yes, they should arrest him. So I'm not trying to say that any criminal out here or somebody that's under or a suspect should be released because as soon as they start screaming for mama and you haven't even touched them yet. So that's not my point. But my point is this. It should be especially with people in authority, they should notice when it's time to be human. They should have a sense of humanity in them. You shouldn't be using unnecessary force. And even if you initially have to use some force, you should know when to scale it back. And to see it acted out like that, that's the only thing that you should be concerned about, Stingray. Because like I said, I know that, everybody comes here, you want to have some fun, baby. Hey, and I'm about fun. But with this, sometimes you got to get a little serious. And with this, yeah, I understand this may not be all roses, but it should concern you a little bit. I say that. It should concern you, even if you're not entertained by it. The expert says, you rock, dude. Thank you, the expert. Sheila Bell, Dog King Army team member. She says, check it in, Dog King. Klubeck says, sound like an informant that had to be taken out. Nah, man, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, Klubex. This guy had some sort of a health problem. I forgot what it was, but I'm not going to say he was a special needs guy. I'm not going to put that on him or anything like that. But even just hearing him talk, I could tell that he wasn't, he wasn't any type of a threat, man. He reminded me of some guy I sort of know in my family line. And not that he's just a friend of the family, where he's not special needs or anything. But he's just more of a guy that, he's just a little bit more simple. He's just a little bit more. It's hard for me to sort of explain it, but he's basically, you could just sort of tell that that type of guy he was a harmless type guy. He was a harmless type guy. I promise you could tell. Now, nobody's completely harmless. Police always have to be on their guard, of course, but he was nowhere near needing any type of beating like that. And believe me, if you had just sort of according to the story that's told about him, yeah, he wouldn't be any type of informant, even though I know you could just be saying that tongue in cheek. He was just a regular old guy from everything that I could tell. That unit just seemed like a bunch of rabid dogs, man. That's really what it seemed like to me. It seemed like, I promise you, it seemed like some dogs that were just hungry for a hunt. Like they was like, man, we ain't got nobody in the wild. We ain't got nobody in the wild. And as soon as they saw the dude, get out the car, we gonna get you. We gonna break your leg. Damn, hey man, everybody ain't the same. Hey, every situation ain't a drug bust, bro. Hey, what are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? That's what it seemed like. It was like they were just, man, they were almost like they were shell shocked, man. They didn't know how to come out of old situations, man. I'm like, well, what, man? So God bless them too, from the standpoint of, hey, not God bless what they did, but I just say this from a human standpoint, even though they were dead wrong. I know one thing, boy. It got to be a life changing experience for you to go from being a policeman to being right behind bars, man. I promise you, bro. Man, you were just putting people behind bars, and the very next day you behind there. And I'm not feeling any pity for them whatsoever, as far as, hey, they just killed a man. But I'm just saying, I just got an empathetic heart. I always just put myself in a million people's shoes. And I know this, even if they did do wrong, boy, I know they don't feel good today. I guarantee you that. So with all that said, I'm past that. God bless the family. God bless, the city. Everybody out there that sent well wishes and prayers over that situation, God bless you. And everybody that's lost somebody, God bless you. Hell, anything that's going on right now, God bless people that's going under, in the situation, because that was a rough one. Either way. He said, then I wonder about the motive of the media. Oh man, you always got to question things that's shown in the news. And I don't give a damn what it is. But I say this, just with looking at just the situation in general, you ain't even got to worry about the underlying things of the news. You can just look at that situation and just take it for what it is and be like, man, that was messed up. But there's always something going on with media. That's just, without me going into any depth on it, because like I say, I don't want to just go too far talking about any of my private things as far as my conspiracy theories, but believe me, I have mine. But yeah, you always got to be watching out in this world. I just say that, to from being misled by anything. Either way. But I ain't gonna lie, but speaking of deaths, it is something I didn't mention. Speaking of deaths, something I didn't mention, that happened several days ago. Man, it was the anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death not long ago. And this is something I want to bring up. Guys, like I say, all of us are human, all of our lives are valuable. The truth, we're just not all celebrities or whatever, to where the whole world knows us. So the whole world is not going to die. It's not going to cry every time every one of us dies, because the whole world's not going to know about it. But we all know our celebrities and stuff like that. But you know what? It's crazy. The anniversary of Kobe Bryant dying happened recently. But you know what? I wasn't aware. I wasn't thinking about it, right? But don't you know, man, it happened about 5 or 6 days ago, where I couldn't get Kobe Bryant off my mind. Because I tell you this, man, out of all the people that has died, even though, man, I'm still shaking about Dolph dying and stuff like that. Man, I can't lie though. I think out of everybody, their death probably damn near still shook me the most, from the standpoint of, man, you know what? Sometimes I can't lie. I would still sometimes be like, man, I can't believe Kobe is gone. He wasn't my favorite player or anything. Matter of fact, I went against Kobe most of his career, even though I loved his talent and stuff. And man, I've had my altercations with Kobe. Me and my brother, when he's come to Grizzly games, we've been close enough to actually have some interactions with actual Kobe Bryant in a good way. Honestly, we went at him, but it felt good to sort of go at him and just have some fun with him. But man, I can't lie. You know what? It's still shocking to me just to know Kobe died and in the way that he died, man. I just be like, man, I can't believe Kobe is dead. It just don't even seem real to me sometimes. Because it's just, man, you know what? Because like I say, everybody that dies, you just think crazy. You be like, man, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. But I don't know why his death bothers me. It just hits me a little bit different because, man, I don't know why, man. It just seems like Kobe shouldn't be dead. It is so crazy. It's just so crazy to me, man. It's like, man, even when they were talking about him at the All-Star, talking about him coming up on the All, recently this past weekend, I was just like, man, I can't even. But it seemed like Kobe should still be here, man. He was just beginning to enjoy his lifestyle, because when athletes they're so doggedly into their, to doing their life, especially him. He was just entering that age where, okay, now you can start enjoying your money and stuff. Man, and it just say, not to stay on that too long, but it just seems so unreal just to see, like, damn, man, Kobe died in a helicopter accident. And he just ain't here. Him and his beautiful daughter, those other people that was with him. A lot of people be like, man, you got to remember the other people that go with him. But like I told you, it's just like us being regular humans. I feel bad for them, but I don't know them. I don't feel any less bad for them. I just don't know them. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy. I can feel bad for them, but I feel a connection with Kobe. Why? Because I've watched him for X amount of years. So you feel bad for everybody. But with Kobe, it just seems so unreal to me. Just the way he died. And sometimes I just say, I don't know. I can't explain it. But it just doesn't even seem real that he's not walking around anymore. You know what I'm saying? It just don't even. I don't know. I don't know why it feels different. Because like I said, Dolph, it breaks my heart. This guy who just got killed, that hurts. Even though he wasn't a celebrity, people I hear about dying, that hurts my heart for the time that I hear about it. But you got to stay happy. You got to keep going forward. Even other celebrities, it hurts my heart when they die. Priscilla Presley just died. But I don't even understand. It's something about, like I say, it's different with that Kobe death where it just almost seems like it's almost like that movie, man, where damn, I can't think of that movie. Where your time would come and you'd end up dead. I forgot what the name of that movie was. They ended up doing like 3 of the movies, but I didn't like anything but the first one. But it almost seems like whatever took him out just did it, even though everything serves God's plan. So I know he didn't make mistakes, but I'm just saying from my human understanding, my limited human understanding, it's almost like, damn, it seemed like Kobe. It seemed like that John wasn't right. But either way, I think I'm gonna wrap that up. Oh, he said cops love to keep their cameras off, and when they're left on, I'm wondering about that too. Well, hey, if you was watching the video that I saw, like the dude said, he told the guy, "Hey, man, you left your camera on." So they didn't want to keep them on, but yeah, they supposed to keep them on. That's the whole thing. They're supposed to keep them on, and luckily he did. Oh, okay, DAS. He says, don't forget to put the doll rack on your Amazon page. Perfect. I was thinking about that the other day and forgot about it. Man, let me write that down. Thank you, DAS, because people are definitely going to be curious about which doll rack I use. I do that. That's going to be, I'm going to definitely do that for today. Doll rack. I got to update my Amazon list too. I need to put a couple more things on there, to be honest with you. So, with all that said, man, the only other thing I want to do today, man, what time is it? Oh, an hour 14, perfect time, man. I'm just gonna go through here. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna look and see if it's still any sales going on with my vendors. Uh, I know Real Doll is still holding off on sales right now, as far as I know. But if you want a real dog, go through me. Just to let you guys know, if you want a companion dog, I have links in the description of my videos. I have links in the about section of my YouTube, as well as on my social media. You can check the links there. You can donate on my about section, Cash App or PayPal, and things of that nature. But as far as my vendors goes, if you do use a vendor, when you decide to buy, make sure you click one of my links and then you stay in the link to actually give the show credit for you actually buying. But I'm just going to go through some of my vendors to see if they still have sales on, because I think we could still be. No, I think it just ended. I think the Chinese holiday just ended. I think it started on like the 18th, and I think it lasted like a week or so. But yeah, for a while, I know their production had stalled. They always stall production for a while during the Chinese holiday. But right now, man, it looks like Joy Love Dolls, my vendor. They still have their sales going on, up to 40% off. So they're still looking good. Sexy Real Sex Dolls. I mean, it's almost no need to check them. They keep a sale. But I don't see anything, obviously, right now. Let me check. Oh, I do see something. Yep, they still got a lot of great sales on 30%, 25%, 20% off. So, yep, Sexy Real Sex Dolls. So, just going through these vendors right quick, making sure they still have sales on. I think I'm gonna I don't know when I'm gonna do this next. I do have another, hold on, another review of a dog company coming up soon too. So I'll be on the lookout for that. I just clicked on, who is this? Your Dog? Oh, Real Sex Doll. Real Sex Doll still has, they still have sales on, but they don't have their 10%. Oh, yeah, they do. They still have their 10% off sale going on. So it looks like everybody still has all of their sales on. Let me check Your Dog. Let me see what Your Dog got going on. Right now, I don't see. Oh, okay, it's going a little slow here. Okay. Oh, okay. So Your Dog took theirs down. Theirs is only 5% off code now. It was 10%. But they still got, I told you they still gonna keep sales though throughout the year. I told you that. I'm talking about all these companies, they still gonna have some sales, but they're gonna drop down. But they're the only one that sort of dropped their sales down so far, as far as what you can get from them. Silicone Lovers, they had like $100 off, on anything you buy from them. Let me see if they still got that. Yep, they still got that going on. $100 off for whatever you buy from them. $6 Genie. Let's see what they got going on. Yep, they still got $1.99 off on whatever you buy from them. So it looks like all of my vendors still got something going on. Well, Silicone Wives didn't have any extra Black Friday sales. They just had their normal sales going on, which they still have those, but they don't have any super duper extra sales. So everybody still has sales as far as all of my vendors. So, hey, you don't have to buy every time you go look at my vendors, guys. You can just, click on one of my vendor links and just take a look around. I say look at all of them, especially, the sales. Check out all the sales, see which sales might be better for you. Give yourself a mindset of what you might want. Just shop around, look around, take a look, So that's if you're looking for a companion dog. If you're looking just to shop, and you have an Amazon app on your phone, don't go through just your app. Look, copy and paste my link from the description of this video, or either come back to my video and click on the Amazon link, and it's going to link right to your app. and you're going to be shopping like you normally do, but it's going to go through me and the show. And that can help us. So you can do your normal shopping and help the show out like that. We really and I got things suggested on there, and I'm going to continue to improve the list. And like DAS said, I'm going to be putting my the rack that I used to hang my girls up and clean them. And everybody's good and clean now. Callie gonna get ready for her oil bath. I'm gonna give her her second oil bath in 3 months because no, not her second oil bath in 3 months. Yeah, second oil bath in 3 months because I was gonna give her a back-to-back oil bath, but I ran out of napkins to sort of wipe the oil off. So I did get some napkins. So I'm gonna get her cleaned off in a few days. But as of right now, we're gonna end this stream right here. Remember, man, show just kindness to your fellow human beings. Whoever you are out there, look, don't see all this, you lighter than me, you darker than me, you red, black, yellow, green. Look, man, we all human. Treat people, with human kindness. And if you have a synthetic mate or companion, treat your companion with some human kindness out there. Look, don't abuse your synthetic mate as well. You don't want to get into the habit of doing something like that. So I want to say God bless everybody that's watching. Appreciate you watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Whatever you have going on, whatever you're hoping for, new relationships, finances, health, whatever it is, we're praying that you have it. And we ask you believe it and then you receive it. So with all that said, we're finna get out of here. Let's see. Kraus, what up, Kraus? Good to see you. Ask the question, MGTOW. Ask the question why I'm here. Ask the question why I'm here, MGTOW. He said, Jay, I have a question. Look, you ain't got to look, MGTOW, just ask it. Y'all ain't got to tell me you got a question. Hey, baby. Hey, just go on, shoot. Because we finna roll. But I know one thing I do want to say, man, before I get out of here. And MGTOW, hey, look, I'm waiting on you, brother. One thing I do want to say is I started trying to watch Megan, the movie. Because I'm going to do a review on that, hopefully. But, man, I will say this. It's already hard for me to get past the opening of this movie. So, I've heard some people say, it's good. It's all right. Megan, okay. Well, I know one thing. It's hard for me to get past the first 5 minutes. Well, MGTOW, I don't see you asking your question. So once again, I want to say God bless everybody that's here. I appreciate you for your time. Love you. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you hadn't subscribed, subscribe. Also, that's my biking channel up there that's scrolling along. We definitely like you to come out over there and check us out over there. But that's, that is focusing on biking, bike commuting, bike touring, and just the whole psychology behind it and how I'm growing with that, just like I am with my dogs. So we do welcome you to check out that channel. Look, Bearded finally got the question out. What did he say? He says, oh, wow. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that before we go because that's not right. He says, Jay, is a dog owner, we are not going to reproduce. So should we indulge in this disgusting politics or any politics because it's very toxic out there? Now, he's not talking about the politics like Democrat, Republican, because I don't even think about that type of stuff. I think he's just talking about the politics as a society. Then he goes on to say, if you and me are not reproducing, should we care about the society we are because we have nothing to lose? And that's wrong. Just because you're not reproducing doesn't mean you don't have anything to lose. Yes, you should care about society. Yes, you should care about being a decent human being to other people. Just because we don't have a relationship with a human person in our home doesn't give us the right to just go out and not give a damn about human beings and the world we live in. Yes, it's good to have a doll at home for your peace of mind. If that's the relationship you choose to have. But when you go out into society, you want to care. Yes, you want to show people love. And as far as politics is concerned, like I say, I don't get wrapped up in Democrat, Republican, and all that stuff. That's me personally. I don't even think about that crap. That's just not for me. If it's for some people, that's fine. It's for them. But it's so I don't even get wrapped up in literal politics. But I get wrapped up in society as far as, hey, every one of us needs to be a good person. You know, every one of us needs to be a good person. And you need to be good to the people around you. That's how you affect society. And if you're telling me that, hey, do I even need to be good to people? Since I have a doll, I shouldn't have to care. No. Yeah, you should care. Just reproducing has nothing to do with having a heart and caring about other humans. That has nothing to do with it. You should want to care about others. You shouldn't have a selfish mentality of, hey, I got a doll, so F the world. No, no. So I'm glad that I did stay around and hear that question because no, yes, you should have an empathetic heart. You should care what's happening around you. So yes, I do think you should care. And like I said, I hope you take that to heart, MGTOW, you know. And not only you, man, I'm just glad you did ask that question because he said, thank you for taking my question. I thank you for asking it because I don't want people out there to think it's cool to be heartless or, you know, not give a damn about what's happening in our world because we have synthetic mates, you know. Uh, like I said, I care about people. Even like I say, I always talk about human women on here about how I still love them, still have love for them. I would still make love to a human woman. I don't hate them because I have a companion, but this is better for me as far as dating. You know, it's better for my, you know, happiness. You know, I don't think it's going to be better for everybody's happiness, and I've said that before. Uh, I don't know how it would be for me dating a human and a companion dog. Maybe it would be good, maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. That could be another something else I explore in the future. Who knows? But I do know one thing: me with just a synthetic companion works for me. But that doesn't mean I hate human women, or that doesn't mean I don't want to socialize with humans at all. You know, because I still want to contribute to this world being a better place. You know, and it could be a better place while people like me and Bearded MGTOW has our dogs living in our own happiness. We can still contribute to human society being better. Uh, you know, don't use it as an excuse to disengage. So, and Bearded says, I was just going through an existential crisis. I don't know what you mean. Whether you're going through a personal existential crisis or not, but if you are, I want to send my blessing, you know, God's blessings out over you. And like I say, even if you were just thinking about what's going on in the world, I'm glad that you thought of it. And I just want to tell you, without overcomplicating it, once again, just be good to the people around you. That's where it starts, you know. I even see these people that try to lash out with religion. Look, man, I do Reset Sunday. I love God, and you know, hey, I appreciate what He's done in my life and what He's doing. So I just try to share a good message with you guys. You know, I'm not trying to beat people over the head to believe what I believe. You know, but this is what I believe, and I speak about it often. But you know, you got some people that try to beat people over the head to believe what they believe, and that's not the way to do it. You know, what we all should be doing is really just trying to focus on being better people, you know. Uh, and if somebody wants to, you know, adopt what you're doing, that's fine. And like you say, that's how you change the world. You ain't got to go out there going on these public rallies and doing all this other mess. But what you can do is be good to the people around you and try to be the best person you can be. So, with all that said, be good to humans, be good to your dogs. It's been me, J. King Hefner, the beautiful Cali Sun. And we are finna get the hell up out of here once again. We've said it once, but we did have to stick around because that was super duper important to talk to MGTOW about Bearded MGTOW. Love you all. Thank you again, DAS, for your contribution. My guy Steve, Dog King Army team member, thank you for your private contribution. Thanks to all my Dog King Army team members for their monthly contributions. Thanks to all my normal viewers out there. Love you. Appreciate you. Be happy. Be kind to others. Have a great day. Have a great week, man. We love you. But right now, we finna get the hells up out of chill. If I can find the video. Oh, there you go. Hey, have a good one, y'all. We'll check in soon.